Hey y'all, in this video we're going to go over questions 7 through 9 from the Test 2 study guide. So for these questions, you're finding the x and y components for each of the vectors given. So to do this, your first step for this is to draw it out. So in this case, we have a vector going 75 kilometers at 50 degrees south of east. So draw it out. Step 1, we're going 50 degrees south of east, so we're going down here. That 50 degrees is going to touch the east axis. And your magnitude is 75, so that's going to what turns into your hypotenuse of your triangle. Step 2 is to turn this into a triangle, and you want to include that 50 degrees in your triangle. So you're going to go over and then down, so it ends up pointing the same direction of where you ended. All right. Then we're going to label the horizontal side of your triangle x and the vertical side y. And now we can use sine and cosine to find the values for x and y. So for this question, x is touching our angle of 50, so that is our adjacent side, so we're going to use cosine to find that. So it's going to be your hypotenuse cosine of your angle, so we're going to have 75 cosine of 50 degrees, right, for the x value. And then x will equal 48.2 when we work that out. So for the x component in a blank, we're going to write 48.2. And we're going to leave this as a positive 48 because this vector here is going east, all right? Then for the y vector, our y side of our triangle is opposite of our angle, so we're going to use sine to solve for this. So it'll be 75 sine 50 degrees, all right? So then y will equal 57.5 in the calculator, but we want to make it negative since y is going south, okay? And remember, when you're drawing this, since we drew the vector going down like this, we want to draw over and then down to get to the same spot. We don't want to go like up and then west. We want them to both start the same place and end the same place. So for this one, that means our y vector is going south, so it's going to be negative 75.5, right? Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. For question 8, same deal. We are finding x and y components, so we're going to start by drawing it out. We're going west to south this time, so we're going to go down like this. That 50 degrees is going to touch our south axis because south is what goes second, and the 120 is the magnitude of what becomes our hypotenuse. All right, so now we want to turn this into a triangle by going down and then over. X is your horizontal side, y is your vertical side. So this time x is across from our angle, so we're going to use sine, so it'll be hypotenuse times sine of our angle. So 120 sine 50, and that will equal 77.1, and we're going to make that negative since this is going to the west, all right? And then for the y, we're going to use cosine. So if you're using sine for one, you're always going to use the other, like cosine for the other one. We're going to use 120 cosine 50. So that will equal 91.9 when we put that in the calculator. And we're also going to make this negative because it's going south, right? So it'll be negative 91.9 in the blank. And then for our last one, this is very similar to the first one, which I did not intend for them to be so similar in numbers, but it's going north of east by 50 degrees. So I'll change these in the future. And our magnitude is 75. So again, draw your triangle. X is horizontal, y is vertical, so for this one, x is adjacent. So you're going to use cosine, so it'd be 75 cosine 50. That's going to equal 48.2, and then we're going to keep that positive because x is going east, and then for the y is 75 sine 50, and then that's going to equal 57.5, and that will stay positive because it's going north. So we have 48.2, and then 57.5. Okay, so if you still need help with these, please let me know.